everybody, it's Josh with Talk About Trek, and it is, of course, Warp Tuesday, my absolutely favorite day of the week because I get to come on here, sit down, and just talk about whatever Star Trek related thing I feel like talking about. And we have some exciting news. We have some exciting news this week. First off, we're back reading a Trek book, which is fantastic. Spock Messiah. It's a wild and crazy ride, and it's a product of its time, of course, too. I should say that. The writing, the style, the situation that they're in kind of reminds me of those pulp, just those pulp books, of the '60s or whatever, right? The adventure kind of books. So very good, very fun. I'm doing a decent job too of actually taking notes this time, which I told myself that I would do. So that will help me when it comes time to sit down and talk about the book with you guys, right? Or talk at the camera about a book and hope that you guys enjoy listening to it. So really looking forward to coming back and talking about that. That's going to be good. And I'm almost to the finish. I mean, maybe 15, 20 pages. So we'll be back real soon to talk about that one. And then we do have a comic here that we get to check out as well. I guess not really a comic, graphic novel, right? Since it's the collected one here. Shax's Best and Worst Day by Ryan North, which I haven't read yet, but in flipping through, looks fantastic, right? Looks like a lot of fun, so I think we will either read that together tomorrow. Well, it's a really long one, so we'll probably talk about it, and I'll show you some of like the my favorite spots in it, right? And then we'll kind of go from there. So now we will also possibly have some new Star Trek comic to talk about, maybe the newest Lower Decks, or something from Strange New Worlds. It seems like I'm kind of behind on those, so we'll see what happens there. But again, I like the Lower Decks comics because the show just translates perfectly well to comic form, right? The humor, the art style, everything just works very well. So I've really enjoyed following these, and that's going to be a fun one to talk about. Just the series as well as that continues on. I want to keep following that. So in local Star Trek news, for me at least, here in my backyard, of course, we have Neutral Zone Studios. They're located in Sandusky, Ohio, right next door to the Federation headquarters, if you can believe it. Like Star Trek, I don't know, like an amusement park, basically, for Star Trek fans up here. But got an email from them the other day, which I won't share the whole thing, but I will show this. They are looking for any and all volunteers to help continue the construction effort. Plenty to do, even if you can't swing a hammer. There's painting, there's other things that need to be done. So I have basically kind of let them know that I am interested, and as soon as you guys need me, I'm going to try to make time in my schedule to be up there and see what we can do. Look at this. Look how cool this place is. This is amazing. And this is just the tiny bit of stuff that they have completed. I think the transporter room and sick bay are like next in line to be done. And just imagine, that's going to be amazing. I'm really looking forward to getting back up there and helping out and just seeing that project take that next step forward, right? Because I really want to see that place succeed up there. It's just such a, I don't know, I feel like it's such a lucky thing for me, being the huge Star Trek fan that I am, to have both the Federation headquarters and then also this Neutral Zone Studios, right in my backyard, basically, which is amazing. So I do want to do what I can to keep supporting them. And unfortunately, we have a meeting coming up here for Federation headquarters, but it is on Valentine's Day. So, we got other plans. We won't be able to do that. So I think I'm going to send in a video proposal of my away mission, right? I was thinking that we would do, try to raise some money at the local farmers market. So, we're going to talk about that. I'll talk about that. I'll send a video through, and then maybe at the next meeting we can kind of get together and format that plan more. So anyway, in other Star Trek news, we actually do have some exciting things to talk about. I don't really want to get spoiled too much for episode 6 of Starfleet Academy, so I'm going to skip right over that. And I'm going to click just directly on the news I want to show you guys here. And this was very exciting to me. So, of course, across the universe is the Star Trek Voyager game. It's coming out, I think, in just a little over a week. And as you can see, they did get some voice acting on there. They've got Tim Russ and Robert Duncan McNeil, who will be doing, let me see, log recaps, basically, at the beginning of the missions. So I think that is awesome. I was worried that there was going to be nothing like that, no like real connection to the show, but knowing that they have this, that kind of alleviates that fear. And then they do say as well, they do have the theme, the legendary theme by Jerry Goldsmith, right? And really, the game would not be complete without that. It would be terrible. It would just, the game itself wouldn't be terrible, but it would just be such a hit for that game not to have that actual theme, right? Because that is just, it is so good, so iconic. So really looking forward to that. Definitely going to be trying that out as soon as it drops, like I said, in a little bit over a week. It's been a long time. I guess it's not been that long. The the latest Star Trek game that came out where you kind of make the different choices, that was very fun. Was it Star Trek Resolute, I think? So that one was good. There was another one they put out that was more like a kind of a space-based tactical kind of thing, and that wasn't so good. But I'm really hoping that this, especially since they're leaning into the Voyager stuff, it is going to be very good. And I kind of like the idea, too, of being able to do, make different decisions and kind of see how that plays out. And I think that also adds, like, a replayability to that game as well, too, so you can go back and you can do different things. So, boy. Okay, so, spoiler alert. Spoiler alert. If you have not watched Starfleet Academy Episode 5, you can go ahead and just kind of stop right here, because I do want to talk about how awesome that was. Okay, so let's just go to this. Boom. The episode was called Series Acclamation Mill, of course, which is the name of the holographic character Sam here, as you can see pictured with Cirroc Lofton and Tawny Newsome. This episode was fantastic. It was like a love letter to Deep Space Nine. It had, first off, the return of Cirroc Lofton as Jake Sisko was beautifully done. I was blown away. I was blown away. The costumes, everything about it, I thought was fantastic. But then, the big sting at the end, right? Well, of course, I was very excited when I saw the character, the Professor Isla, right? And when she came out, I immediately knew. I was like, oh my God, there's Tawny Newsome. Who knew she was going to be in this? That's awesome. But then the reveal at the end that she was actually carrying the Dax symbiote, 800 years later or whatever, is just so cool, right? That is an awesome way to bring a legacy character back, but then also have her played by someone who loves Star Trek, and that is Tawny Newsome. Easily, she is a Star Trek fan, and it shows through and through in everything that she does. So I know there is some possible show that could be developed by her, like a comedy series based in the Star Trek universe, but not like within Starfleet. And that idea I thought was very cool too. So anyway, so excited that she was back. I thought she was awesome in the episode. The whole episode, again, is definitely my favorite of Starfleet Academy so far. But really what I'm looking forward to is, was this a tease for her to come back in the second season? Because she, at the end of the episode, was telling the character, Sam, come and see me in the second semester and sign up for my class, right? And I think it really must be, because you don't, you don't bring that in just for one episode, right? You don't bring Tawny Newsome in and introduce her as a new Dax and then you just let it die, right? So I'm definitely looking forward to that. It really adds a whole new level of interest for me to this show as well, right? So now of course, we've got the Doctor, who was fantastic in that episode as well too, and it's really just like he picked up right from Voyager, right? It's like perfect. It's so good, and then you have this new Dax character, so you're bringing in bits of Voyager, bits of Deep Space Nine now, so it's just such a good show. It's a very good show. It's very it's made in such a way that you know that the people did it. They actually do care, right? And like, again, with Tawny Newsome, you know that she is someone who definitely cares about Star Trek and cares about what she's putting out there, and wants to put out something awesome. So, and she's awesome. Sirach Lofton is awesome. Carice Brooks, who plays Sam, I thought she did fantastic in that episode, and I was really happy to hear that Avery Brooks actually he was involved with talking with Sirach and kind of and working with them and Tawny Newsome as they did this episode. So I thought that was fantastic. Oh, yeah, let's go back. Again, the outfit too. Look at the outfit. This is Jake Sisko, right? You'd look at some of the things that he would wear in those early seasons of Deep Space Nine with these kind of patterns and stuff. Look at this. This is beautiful. The Sisko Museum that was featured in this had all sorts of little Easter eggs and things that I loved. And again, it was with this show in its entirety, it's one of those things where you want to watch episodes multiple times so you can pause and you can look at the different things in the background and just catch all these little things that are being put in there, right? It's fantastic. So I can't recommend it enough, right? And it's sad that we're already halfway done. We're already halfway there. So we've got 5 more episodes, and things now are going to start picking up as they kind of roll towards that finish. So I am excited to see the episode this week. I did see a little bit, so Paul Giamatti's coming back for that, so that's going to be very cool. But, just, again, give it a shot if you haven't. It's a very fun show, and with that last episode, man, they really knocked it out of the park. So just looking forward to seeing how they're going to follow that up and where they're going to go from here, right? So, well, what else do we have? Is there any other exciting Star Trek news out there that I can talk about today? Let me see. We do have... No. Looks like there really isn't. Just the exciting news for me, though, again, looking forward to going to some cons this year. We will be going up to, hopefully, be able to meet Jonathan Frakes up in Cleveland this year and attend some more cons as well. So, and really, what I really want to do is get out there to one of these cons, not just in a position of going to it, but go there with the USS Uhura, which is my chapter of the Federation, to actually work our booth. I think that would be so fun to go there in uniform, be at the booth, help to raise awareness for what we do, raise funds for whatever charity we're raising funds for. I don't know, it would just be such a cool experience, and I think a fulfilling experience too. Which is why I'm looking forward to doing this away mission here this summer too. So it's just, I feel that it kind of takes liking Star Trek to that next level, right? So yeah, you like Star Trek and you admire the future that it portrays, but what are you going to do about it? You actually got to get out there and try to make some kind of change, And then being part of this group, I think it gives me that chance to get out there and do that, in some cases where I might not be able to, So just very cool. Oh, I did want to share this fantastic picture here that my son drew me. This is the cover of the game Stray. His art skills are freaking blowing me away every day, and they're getting better. I just told him a couple minutes ago too, his freaking handwriting. His handwriting is better than mine in first grade. Now. his handwriting he has in first grade is better than the handwriting I have now. So just very, very, very proud of him, and man, just very well behaved young man too. We took he was speaking with a gentleman, and I was very impressed. He was like, "Thank you, sir," and then he was, "Thank you, ma'am," and I was just like, "Dude, you're blowing me away here. I'm loving it." So raising some very well mannered children here. Looking forward to seeing how they progress as well here. Hopefully, 1, 2, or 3 of them will become at least somewhat as big of Star Trek fans as me. I can see it in there. Right now they're not too into it, but give them time. It took me time to fully appreciate everything that can be gained from watching some Star Trek, right? I don't think we have anything else, guys. We will go ahead and call it there. And what we'll actually do is jump real hard into Spock Messiah tonight and see if we can't wrap that bad boy up, get back, and talk about a Star Trek book, because that sounds like fun, right? So as always, my friends, thanks for hanging out and listening. Live long and prosper. We'll see you guys in the next one. Have a good night.